Hey everybody, I'm gonna go ahead and give Instagram a second to let everyone know that we are now live. Hello everybody. How's everybody doing? Hello, welcome. So hello everybody, so welcome to our very first girl hour. So I'm going to give a little background on me just for my new followers, because I have a lot of recent new followers and I just kind of want to, give people a little background. Yes, I'm so excited that you're excited, Bree. So hello everybody, I am Tori Elaine. I am a thought leader and self-care advocate. I help Black women become stress-free by teaching them how to prioritize their self-care and to protect their peace. Okay, I'm also the founder and creator of Queen Central Movement, which is this beautiful movement that I have created that we all are following each other on. A movement for us Black women. Okay, I just put it short and simple. A movement for us Black women. Okay, thank you so much, Reed. Thank you. So let's go ahead and give you guys a little what is Girl Hour, right? It's this, what is Girl Hour? What is #Girl Hour? Self-explanatory. Okay, it is for us women to be able to just be, right? I wanted to create a space, a safe space for women on the internet, okay? And that's what Girl Hour is. We're going to be able to have talks. I mean, we can talk about everything, right? We're letting our hair down and just being women here, okay? This is a safe space for everyone to share. We can, sometimes we may start with a topic and then somebody may come in and be like, girl, I'm feeling this way. That's just the realistic of the conversation. And so that's what Girl Hour is, okay? I just wanted to create something for us to be women and be able to chop it up, okay? So welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining. So today I wanted to actually I wanted to have a mental check-in, right? Because it's so much going on in the world, right? And I feel like my generation, we're so aware of so many things that the previous generations probably wasn't aware of, right? Which means because we're so aware of different traumas, different triggering, like different, just completely different, it can be very overwhelming at times, right? And that could be a lot for us on our minds, right? That could be a lot for us. So I want to do a mental check-in. And you always hear people say, how are you doing? And you're like, oh, I'm doing good, right? And so I wanted to put emphasis on, no, how are you really doing, right? How are you really doing through your day-to-day, right? Because a lot of times we don't feel safe, right? And that's why it's important for me, if you guys read the post, I put, you are heard, you are seen, and you are safe. Because a lot of times for us to be able to feel free to share how we really are doing, we have to feel safe, right? And what I've noticed for us to feel safe is just simply by us sharing different things on, just creating that space. So I hope that by me creating this space of #Girl Hour, that we are able to open up with each other and really get to know each other. Because for Queen Central, is for us girls, okay? It ain't just about me, none of that. It's for us women, my Black girls, to feel seen and heard and safe, okay? So I hope that #Girl Hour can be that for you, okay? So if I would go ahead and do a mental check-in on myself, today I'm much better, okay? So beginning of the week, I was very much flustered, right? And it was with my 9 to 5, we had reviews, and I was told like, oh, you want to be, of course, because of we working from home, the general feedback is, oh, being productive. And for me, I guess I took it, at the time, I didn't understand that it was general feedback. So when you're telling me to be productive, I'm like, what do you mean be productive, right? Like, what does that mean when we say, for me to be productive, when I know I am being productive, so why is this in my annual review, right? So that was on my head because I'm like, okay, wait a minute, because I know that I'm giving my best every day and know my best is not going to look the same, right? As long as I'm giving my best, that's all I can do. And so I was in my head a lot about it because I was like, okay, wait a minute. This might be, maybe, because you start to understand, like, well, I'm not meant for everybody, right? I'm not meant for everybody. So maybe my best here isn't enough. So now I need to move accordingly. I need to figure out my next move. And that's kind of what I was in my head about. And then me and my manager recently just had like a follow-up, and we were, and so I asked for clarification, like, so what, last conversation we spoke on this, and I'm kind of, a tad bit confused because, and then he clarified everything. He was like, oh no, that was general feedback. You're doing great. I didn't mean to, make you feel stressed from me saying that. That was general feedback for everybody. And I'm a person where I'm like, I figured it was general feedback because I know I give my best every day. And I'm not playing in the game of someone telling me like, oh, you're not giving your best, So after I had a conversation, I felt extremely relieved. And it wasn't about simply because, oh, I needed someone to validate that I'm being productive, but it was more so about, let me know if my best is good enough here, because I know I'm giving my best, so maybe I'm not meant to be in this space. And so with him clarifying that, it definitely took some like, okay, all right, cool, because I'm never going to allow someone to tell me what I am and what I'm not doing when I know I'm giving my best, because you guys know how, well, let's keep it a buck, this is girl hour, right? You guys know how these work systems can go. They very much want you to work like a robot. They don't want you to act like a human, right? That's why we sometimes feel bad when we have to take our PTO, when we have to call off or whatever the case may be, because their system is not built for humans, right? And so, like I just said, our generation, we're so aware of different things. And so I'm like, oh no. They think they're about to run me through the ground, think they're about to just sit here and tell me I'm not doing my best when I know that I'm flying through with flying colors. They got the wrong one. Okay, they got the wrong one. So that's why I was in my mind about it. But it also showed me that to open your mouth and use your words, right? Because I had to find my voice. And sometimes, we can go back and forth, right? Sometimes we can go back and forth with, okay, I know what I need to do. We can go back and forth between our current self and our higher self, right? And our higher self is like, okay, find your voice. And sometimes we may spend some time with our higher self. And then sometimes we can fall right back into that comfort zone. And that was God showing me, for me, the lesson that I took from it was God was like, Tori, open your mouth. Use your voice. Don't be afraid, because like I tell you guys, I'm always, for me, actually I just told my husband this, but I'm a person where I love to write down. I'm at my desk working, I will write down, if I think of a quote or something in my head, I'm going to write it down on this index card and I'm going to stick it right by my desk. And so what was helping me ease my mind was I literally wrote down, don't be afraid to shake the room. Period. You have to be able to use your voice. You have to be able to open your mouth, because people are not mind readers and communication is key, And so I was a person where it's like, what people say, I'm a recovering people pleaser. And it's just, I wanted people to, be happy and and I didn't want to be the one to cause the static. But I have to constantly tell myself, Tori, do you want to be at war with the world or at war with yourself? I said that all wrong. Would you rather be at peace with the world but at war with yourself? Or would you rather be at peace with yourself and at war with the world? And I was like, you know what? No, I need to open my mouth. I need to say this. And, that can be hard for us when we're in our workspaces because we're Black, right? And no one wants to come off as the angry Black woman. And me, I'm a very passionate woman. So when I'm talking passionate about something, I'm very much so giving, okay, this is how I feel. I talk in my hands. Like, that's just what I do. I'm Black. Let me be, right? So, but then I really had to tell myself, like, Tori, you can't be afraid to shake the room, right? You cannot be afraid to shake the fucking room, okay? Because your voice, what you have to say needs to be heard. What you have to say is extremely important, right? So that, I felt like that was the lesson God was teaching me, like, open your mouth. And when you don't open your mouth, you realize how flustered you can feel because now you're mad at yourself because you didn't open your mouth, right? Excuse me. And so that was my week. And that's why the topic for today, a mental check-in, is so real because my mind was literally flustered. And it reminded me, once that weight was lifted off, it reminded me again to don't play with your peace. Okay? Do not play with your peace. You have to protect your peace because if you don't, who will? And we have to make sure we're using our voice. We have to make sure that we're speaking up and giving ourselves an opportunity to be heard, right? A lot of times we're not giving ourselves the opportunity to be heard. So we're constantly just being like, oh, I'm going to be quiet. And it's like, give yourself the opportunity to be heard. And so that's what I felt God was saying for me. And so for this girl hour, guys, I'm so excited. May I say, I'm so excited for this series because there's nothing like a good girl talk. When I said sisterhood saves lives, seriously, there's nothing like another woman understanding what a woman goes through, right? Because we can try to explain it to a man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can try, to my best ability, but there's nothing like another woman that just gets it. And so that's why I'm so excited for this girl hour, okay? So, mental check-in. So now I feel relief. I feel better, right? I feel better and I feel, I'm proud of myself because I was like, you know what? You spoke up for yourself. You spoke up for yourself. And that's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. Okay? So when you guys go ahead and come in, replay squad as well, make sure you guys go ahead and let me know how you are feeling. How are you doing? And no, how are you really doing? Feel free to tell me in the comments and I'm going to be right up in there replying right back to you, or you can shoot me in the DM as well. But seriously, really take a moment to think about that. How are you really doing? Are you flustered? Are you overwhelmed? And what are you doing to reduce that stress? Because reason why I'm a self-care advocate, because life be lifing. Okay? Life be lifing. And so we have to make self-care in top priority because that is what's going to keep our head above water, right? Because life is going to life. Okay, it's going to life. We can't stop life from lifing. So with self-care, it helps us to stay our head above water, and so I was like, you know what? We're going to do a mental health check-in. So with that being said, if you are feeling overwhelmed and you don't really know how to reduce that stress, if you don't know how to get out of your head, because I always say peace. Someone asked me, what does peace look like? Peace is when your heart and your mind is in alignment, right? You ever feel like you're just so, like you're breathing out of your mind sometimes because it's like you're in your mind so hard that you're not present. And it's like, thank God, your heart beats on its own, because sometimes we can be so in our minds that we're not present. And because I'm very aware of my self-care, I'm very aware of when I'm in my mind, and just like this past week, I was very much in my mind about this, because honestly, if I be honest with you guys, because this is girl hour, right? I thought I was going to have to come a whole different type of direction. Like, listen, okay? But my manager is very cool, and so I was able to be like, oh, okay, because I know I'm doing good, and you know what I'm saying? So I'm grateful for that. But it was wrecking my mind, because it's like, I don't want to have to be like a rough rider. I don't want to have to be like that. I want to be able to say, this is how I feel, and get my point across, and we move on, right? And so that is what was wrecking my brain. And I'm very mindful, and I was like, oh, I'm too deep in my mind. I'm too deep in my mind. And I tried to do different things to make sure that I was present. So I did write down, you guys, some ways that you can declutter your mind. Okay? Because there's nothing like a cluttered mind where it's just like, I can barely sleep. Like, my favorite show is on and I'm not even enjoying it because I'm so in my mind. So I wrote down for you guys 5 different ways that you can declutter your mind. And guys, also, if I have some on this list, because it's only 5 things. If I have something on this list, that's not on this list, feel free to let us know right here in the comments on ways how you declutter your mind. And let Replay Squad, make sure you guys let me know in the comments as well. So, some ways that I wrote down for ways for us to declutter our mind, right? Number 1, meditating. That was the first thing I came across on my self-care journey, because I was so in my mind and so just like, I couldn't sleep. I wasn't present. Like I said, my favorite shows would be on and I couldn't even enjoy it because I was so like in my mind. So meditating is what, that's right, Brie, grab your pen. But meditating is something that really helped me clear my mind. Like, you know when they say, okay, shut off your computer so your computer can do its little thing and update and all that. You have to think about that with your mind. Like, think of your mind as a bowl and you just have all these ideas. You're reading all this information. You're taking in all this energy, all these vibrations, and you're not resetting your mind. Look at meditating as resetting your mind. Okay? And also what I've learned about meditating is that when you pray, you want to meditate after, because that's where God answers your prayers. Because that's your one-on-one time with God. That's your one-on-one time where you're being still. There's a reason why he say to be still. And when we're still and just, y'all, meditating is such a beautiful thing. And that was something that really was like, wow. I literally felt the difference. I felt the difference. So meditating. The next thing I would say is journal. Journal. Journaling for an overthinker is so essential. If you're someone who overthinks, which means you're always cluttering your mind with your own thoughts, you're always cluttering your mind with whatever type of different ideas, just overthinking. Overthinking can be so like draining sometimes, right? And so journaling is something for my overthinkers that I would recommend. Journal it out and allow yourself to be honest about it. Be honest about what you're feeling, because a lot of times we want to filter how we feel, because a lot of times we have to be real with ourselves, and it's not always easy to be real with ourselves, right? That's the hardest part about being real with yourself. Like, okay, I'm going to sugarcoat. You have to have somewhere, some safe place for you that you are honest with yourself. If you're messing up if you feel like you're messing up in this area, admit that. Just let yourself pour out and let yourself just be honest with yourself. So journaling is something that allows you to just be. Okay, when I'm journaling, and I honestly always used to journal. But when I got older is when I realized that, oh, okay, this is journaling. Like, this is part of self-care. Because I was always a child that loved stationary things. My mom always, we would go right to the Family Dollar, and we would I'll get a whole bunch of pens, a whole bunch of notebooks, like stickers. So journaling was always something I naturally did. And I'm a writer anyway. So that's something that came natural for me. But I realized that it's not always natural for other people, right? So journaling is something, and just be honest. When I was stressed about my 9 to 5, I was like, you know what? I journaled every day about how I felt. I journaled because it allowed me to just be real with myself and to just be. I didn't care about pronunciation. I didn't care about if my comma was here, if the period was here. I didn't care about any of that. I just allowed myself to just pour out and just be. And so journaling is something that I recommend everyone to do. Journal. Okay? And the next thing that we have, go for a walk. You guys wouldn't realize how much getting some fresh air and just walking will clear your mind. Right? It clears your mind, and it just gives you that. I feel so grounded when I'm outside. Like, I love to just watch the trees, the breeze go right through the trees. I love to watch the clouds go by. And it's just a connection that I feel I make with nature. Like, when I say my 2020 self-care journey, when I first started, my balcony was my best friend. I kid you not. My journal and my balcony and meditating. Listen, it was essential. Okay, so just go outside and get some air. Just go outside and put your feet in the grass, and just allow yourself to be grounded. It's a reason why children love being outside so much, right? It's a reason why they love being outside so much, and they just have a ball, they don't want to come inside. It's something grounding about that. So go for a walk, okay? Go for a walk and watch. It's the simple things. That's when you realize that it's the simple things that makes us at peace. It's not the fancy things that we sometimes can be brainwashed into thinking that, oh, it's about this and about. No, it's the simple things. For me, give me some tea. Let me go outside my balcony and give me my journal. I'm at peace. And a good book, I'm at peace. Okay? I don't need nothing crazy. Right? I need those things and I'm good. Right? So, and another thing that I have for us. So far, you guys, we had meditating. We had journaling. We had go for a walk. Get outside in nature. The next thing we have, shut out any outside noise. Now, remember, guys, we're talking about decluttering our mind. Now, what I love to do when I am, and it can be very hard. I realize it can be hard for me. I do a social media detox. And let me tell you why it's hard for me sometimes. Because I follow such amazing, inspiring women that I want to know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know they dropped a post that is super inspiring. I know they're dropping some gems. And so it is hard for me when I'm having a time where it's like, okay, I need to declutter my mind. I need to just be in my own bubble for a minute. Because when you are feeling cluttered in your mind, all that outside noise is just adding to the funk. Before you can even empty out your mind, you still have the door open and letting people come in. You ain't even telling people that we're closed, right? Excuse me. You're not even telling people like, hey, wait a minute, we're closed. We need to reset. We got to reset here, right? And it reminds me when I worked in retail, when it was like, oh, we closing, and we at the door standing like, oh, we about to close, and one person like, I just need to grab some bread. And then you're like, okay, come grab your bread. Hurry up. but it's like, we need to get y'all out. We haven't even, the people that's still in here haven't even got out, which means we're creating more customers in here because we haven't even gotten the customers that was already in here out the door, right? So for me, I say social media detox, because being on social media, like I said, is so many different opinions. It's just so much of everything on social media, and if you're not mindful, you'll just scroll and you're taking everybody's thoughts, everyone's everything, right? And so I know for me, when I'm like, okay, I need to get up off of here for a second, I need some me time, right? So I would say do a social media detox, closing out the outside noise, okay? Closing out that outside noise and just really allowing yourself to just be a little bit. And then it's okay after a while to go ahead and come back in, and you don't have to stay too out the loop, right? But just give yourself a time to be like, at least give yourself time to figure out what's going on. Like, okay, let me gather my thoughts about this. Let me go ahead and really find what's going on here, because sometimes we could get distracted, right? And we don't want to face what's going on, right? We don't want to be like, oh yeah, this has got my mind, yeah, this got me, this got me in my head. We don't want to face that. So sometimes social media can be a distraction, and that's why I suggest going ahead and shut out that outside noise, And then the last one that I have, number 5, dance, yoga, move your body. Get that tension out of your body, right? Because a lot of times we don't even know that we carry our emotions like women. Reason why I do yoga every morning is because we carry our emotions in our hips. So you need to stretch your body and release that tension. And it's very great after you wake up, because in the morning you are able to, once you wake up, because you got to think about it, guys. Let's think about it here. You've been asleep for about 8 hours. Your body's not really moving. You just sleep, right? So it's important, and just like a pet, you ever see like a dog wake up or a cat, first thing they do when they get up, they stretch. That's what we have to do. We have to stretch our bodies and get ourselves, just to release that tension that we keep into our hips and whatever, So those are my 5 things, guys, about decluttering your mind, because listen, let's be honest, okay? Being stressed is not cute. It's not cute, and it's not healthy, okay? So it was very important for me to go ahead and, do a mental check-in, okay? Do a mental check-in, check in on my girls, and just see how we are. And be sure, guys, to also share this as well, because you never know who might need something, right? Because a lot of times when I share something, when I share something, it don't necessarily have to refer to me, but I know I have different ladies, different types of ladies from different walks of life following me. And so it's important that if I come across a gem, I share it, right? Because our gems are not meant for us to keep for ourselves, right? It's not meant for us to keep to ourselves. It's meant for us to, we found a gem, and pass it along. Okay? So that's what that is. And I just thank you guys so much for joining me here for the first Girl Hour. Like I said, I am extremely excited about this series, because we need this space. And I think this is a space that's going to be very successful and impactful, because we spend a lot of time on the internet. Okay? We spend a lot of time on the internet, and we need a space where we can go and say, okay, what's today? Say Wednesday? Okay. Let me go ahead, and I know Girl Hour coming in at 6. So, I'm going through this, y'all. I can't wait to get to Wednesday so I can jump on Girl Hour. That's what I want this space to be. I want it to be a Queen Central sanctuary. Okay? Because that's what's very Important, y'all, and that's what we need. Okay, so yeah, I just wanted to jump in with that, you guys. Again, thank you guys so much for being here. Replay squad, thank you so much for watching this replay. Make sure you catch us live next week, same time, because I want us to be able to interact and really get to know each other, right? A community is about us getting to know each other by our names, and I want to be able to be like, hey girl, hey so and so, hey, and I want you guys to be like, hey Tori, okay? Because I want it to be very personable, and I want it to be very intimate with us, right? Because we're a community of women that are here to uplift each other, and we're here to see everyone do great. Okay, so yeah, I don't think I have any more in my notes. Let's see here. Oh, I did want to add this because I thought about it earlier, that be sure to always show up as your highest self. Okay? Because a lot of times, because our current selves is where our comfort zone is, right? And it's about showing up as your higher self. And I'm going to say it again, because our current self is like our comfort zone, right? Because I say this because I was watching Beyonce. Y'all know, if y'all don't know, Beyonce is Tori Elaine's blueprint, okay? Since I was 3 years old. But if you notice Beyonce, when she has Sasha Fierce, right? She said that's her alter ego. Because that's the girl that's fierce, right? Because we know Beyonce is actually really shy for real. And I was watching her documentaries, and I could watch her documentaries over and over. But I was watching her documentaries, and for listening to her to kind of explain about how she has Sasha Fierce, because Sasha Fierce allows her to be fierce and to show up as her higher self. Whereas when Beyonce would have been shy, because if we all seen, I'm sure we all see Beyonce, okay? And she breaks it down on stage. And if you notice when she's done performing, she do like this shy smile, like she came back like. So I understood that, and I was like, it's about showing up as your highest self, right? Because a lot of times we think it's about, showing up as who I am. And that's why some people struggle with imposter syndrome, because they're like, I can't do that. Am I qualified to be that? Am I qualified to? And no, as the person you are right now, it's not, but that doesn't matter, because we're showing up as our highest self. Because if we focus on where we are right now, like, oh no, I'm not qualified, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have that, you will continue to be stuck right there. That's why a lot of people are like, yeah, they have really amazing ideas, and then they're just like, oh no, yeah, I was going to, but I didn't. Yeah, I was going to, but I'm shy. No, I don't know. My time is come and gone. And they never move out of that because they're stuck on just showing up as who they are here. Whereas even Beyonce had to show up as Sasha Fierce. It doesn't mean you're not being who you truly are. Still be authentic. Still be you. But walk in your highest self. Right? Literally putting your best foot forward. And for Beyonce, she created an alter ego, in a sense. Sasha Fierce. And that's who we get that breaks it down on stage and da-da-da-da-da-da. Because that's what it's about. And so I had that in my mind earlier, and I just wanted to, add that on there for you guys of, don't focus on your circumstances, because what you're doing is you're thinking from a limited mindset. Like, oh my goodness, I can't. Oh, okay, I'm Tori that lives here. I'm Tori that got a 9-to-5. I work for this company. No, I'm showing up as I'm Tori Elaine, the founder and creator of one of the biggest women empowerment brands in the world. Okay, that's how I'm showing up. And that's how you attract those type of things, because you have to show up as that. You have to show up as if it's already here. You have to show up as if you're already whatever it is you want to be, that huge success entrepreneur, a pilot, whatever it is, you have to show up as that. And I like to say, show up as your higher self. Because that's how you're going to get shit done. Because when we keep our mind where we are here, we stay there because our dreams are so big it's going to scare us. And we're like, and it only scares us because it's like, what if I actually do become that? Like, what if I actually do have this huge brand? And for me, it's like, I will. And I'm too curious to not keep pushing forward. I'm too curious to not push forward. Right? So thank you guys. That's just a little jab I want to add in there. But thank you guys so much for joining me here. Like I said, let me know some other topics you guys want to talk about. Hit me right in my DMs and be like, Tori, let's talk about this on Girl Hour next week. Let's talk about this. Oh, can we bring up this? Because y'all, I have so many topics that I can talk about. So, I will keep bringing the heat. Okay? But like I said, I want this to be a community thing. Right? I want this to be a community thing where we are tapping in with each other and we are connected. Right? That's how we're going to change the world, because the future is female. And that's how we're going to change the world, on being a community. Okay? So that's extremely important to me. And I hope it's important to you guys as well. Okay? So again, thank you so much. Shout out to my replay squad for watching this. Make sure you guys share this as well. And also, guys, share this as well. And let me know, how are you doing in your mental check-in? How are you really doing? Like, seriously, I want to know. How are you really doing? And how can I help? Because I'm here to serve you, ladies, right? I'm here to serve you. And I'm very passionate about talking. And I'm very passionate about helping women step into their power. Period. So, I'm here to serve you guys at the end of the day. My DMs are open. Hit me in the DM. Okay? Hit me in the DM and I will help you to the best of my capability. Okay? And if I can't, I will direct you to somewhere else that they can help you as well. So don't be shy. Okay? Don't be shy. You can even leave your name in the comment section. Because like I said, y'all, I want this to be intimate. Okay? I want to be intimate. I want us to be here. Okay? So thank you guys so much. And I will catch you guys next week for a hashtag Girl Hour. Remember, protect your peace. Because if you don't, then who will?